10 incredible places you never knew were life-changing. Discover what's hidden from you. On a gloomy Tuesday morning in Pennsylvania, Sarah sat at the kitchen table, the coffee she brewed long gone cold. Bills piled high on one side, each one whispering a reminder of the mounting pressures. At 38, she was exhausted from juggling 2 jobs to keep the lights on. With a sigh, she glanced over at Tyler, her 16-year-old son. His dreams of music floated like fragile soap bubbles destined to pop in the harsh sunlight of reality. Then she stumbled upon the article, its headline screaming out like a beacon of hope amid the grayness. 10 incredible places you never knew were life-changing. Discover what's hidden from you. Intrigued yet skeptical, Sarah couldn't resist sharing it with Tyler. As she showed him the brightly colored photos of joyful faces and vibrant communities, something stirred inside her. Maybe they could find a way out of their cocoon of despair. "Mom, this looks unreal," Tyler murmured, eyes wide with amazement. "Maybe it's worth a shot," she replied, a flicker of hope igniting in her chest. And so they set off, their minds alive with possibilities. First, they visited a community center bursting with color and creativity, where local artists spilled their hearts onto canvas and found voices they never knew they had. The passion in that little haven wrapped around them like a warm blanket, awakening a long-dormant dream in Sarah's heart, a sense of belonging and inspiration. Next, they found a modest farm bustling with laughter where hands young and old worked together to cultivate the earth and their dreams. Sarah watched as Tyler learned to plant seeds, both literally and metaphorically. A wise farmer leaned in and said, "You've got to nurture your dreams like these crops, son. They need sunlight and care." The hopeful metaphor hung in the air, resonating deep within both mother and son. Then there was the small diner, the clink of silverware and bursts of laughter filling the air. Veterans shared stories of courage, their camaraderie infectious. The warmth of that place, rich with resilience, made both Sarah and Tyler feel alive in ways they hadn't experienced in ages. Each encounter chipped away at the heavy burden they carried, reinforcing the belief that they weren't alone. But as they returned home, the atmosphere shifted. Their excitement clashed against the hard realities they faced back in their small town. People scoffed, dismissing Tyler's dreams as foolish. In those harsh words, he began to pull away, his heart hurt by judgment. Sarah felt the distance grow, and the pressure of the world crushing down on them. When the community talent show rolled around, Sarah felt her heart racing. Tyler stood backstage, guitar in hand, nerves buzzing around like electric sparks. She witnessed the crowd shifting, whispers that felt toxic. Catching his eye, the memory of all they'd experienced hit her like a freight train, but so did her fear of judgment. Before we continue, I need to let you know about something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to the system and many people are losing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, hit that bell and mark all notifications so you don't miss the next videos. And if you can drop a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, let me know in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now let's continue. He took a deep breath, and for a split second, it felt as if time stood still. Would he step into the spotlight and share his heart? The silence hummed with anxiety, a moment rippling with possibility. As the spotlight flickered, illuminating both of their fears, Sarah felt the tightness in her chest. Would Tyler's voice rise above the noise of doubt? Would they find each other again amidst the complexity of dreams and societal expectations? The spotlight enveloped Tyler as he stepped forward, the guitar hanging from his shoulder like a lifeline. In that moment, the whispers faded into a dull hum, leaving a void filled with his racing thoughts. He remembered the warmth of the diner, the laughter at the farm, the colors of the community center. Each memory pushed against the weight of self-doubt, urging him to fight back. "Tyler, you've got this," he whispered to himself, gripping the neck of his guitar a bit tighter. A small part of him longed for the approval of the crowd, just as surely as the bigger part wanted to break free from their expectations. He couldn't let the few scoffers dictate the trajectory of his life. Sarah watched from the side, her heart a thumping metronome. She squinted against the glare of the spotlight, searching Tyler's face for any sign of hesitation. But in that moment, he seemed different. More determined. The boy she knew was shifting, evolving into someone ready to claim his voice. A hush fell over the audience. Tyler cleared his throat, and the sound echoed through the tension like a distant bell. He pulled up a shaky breath, fingers tightening on the strings. "This is, a song I wrote," he began, his voice quaking but steady, and the sound echoed back at him in a strange comfort. He strummed the first chord, a simple, aching note that resonated through the room. At first, it felt like the world was holding its breath. Then, something magical happened. The crowd leaned in, curiosity painting their faces. As he played, Tyler poured every ounce of fear, love, and hope into the melody. The words flowed like spring water, clear and vibrant. He sang about dreams and doubts, about the beauty obscured by the harsh light of reality. Each note sent ripples through the crowd, bathing them in a shared understanding of struggle and yearning. Sarah felt tears welling in her eyes. Was it pride? Relief? It was more than that, it was recognition. She could see that they had awakened something precious within each other, a flicker of hope in the endless gray. The more Tyler sang, the more alive she felt. His final chord lingered in the air, slowly fading away. Silence enveloped the room, but it was a strange silence, the kind that follows a storm when the air feels electric and charged with energy. Finally, there came a wave of applause, a loud, overwhelming roar of support that seemed to chase away the ghosts of doubt. Tyler's face broke into a shy, yet exhilarated smile as he took a bow. In that moment, Sarah knew something had shifted. No matter the challenges ahead, they had taken a step toward a new story. She dashed to him, enveloping him in a tight hug, her heart bursting. "See? You did it. You were amazing," she exclaimed, her voice thick with emotion. As they pulled apart, Tyler's eyes sparkled with a mix of disbelief and joy. "I didn't think they'd like it. Of course, they did. You've got something special, and you showed it." But as they turned to leave, the lingering anxiety of the outside world crept back. There were still naysayers waiting in shadows, still voices that would murmur against dreams. "Mom," Tyler said, a hint of uncertainty creeping back into his voice as they crossed the threshold into the lobby. "What if they don't believe in me again?" Before Sarah could respond, a familiar face broke through the crowd. Mr. Jenkins, the gruff local store owner. He was clapping loudly, a wide smile across his weathered face. "You've got talent, kid," he shouted over the jubilant noise. "Don't let anyone tell you otherwise." Tyler blinked, surprise flickering in his eyes. Was this the beginning of something new? Is this what it felt like to be believed in? But just as the warmth of acceptance seeped in, doubt tugged at his mind once more. What happens next? He wondered aloud, looking toward the future, a path unwritten, both thrilling and terrifying. As they stepped outside into the cool night air, the uncertainty loomed larger than the stage had felt, and Sarah and Tyler were left standing at a crossroads between fear and possibility. Would they take the leap together? Could they cultivate this newfound dream? The night deepened around them, the weight of decision heavy in the air. And just like the flickering of distant stars, 1,000 questions danced unspoken between them. What awaited them on the other side of belief? As they stepped away from the raucous applause and vibrant lights, the world outside felt different, almost surreal. The shadows stretched longer in the dim street lamps, and the chill carried a hint of autumn. Sarah glanced at Tyler, a spark of excitement dancing in her chest, but she could see the doubt creeping back into his expression. "Let us walk," she suggested, her voice low, as if they were sharing a secret. She led him down the street, past the shop windows showcasing the town's modest charm, their faint reflections whispering promises of what could be. "I can't shake the feeling that I've just played one song. What if that's all there is?" Tyler's voice was quiet but heavy. "Tyler," Sarah stopped to face him, her eyes locking onto his. Today was just a beginning. One song doesn't define you, it's only a piece. You can write so many more, and they all mean something different. A breeze rustled the leaves, filling the space with a soft whisper of encouragement. The timid smile on Tyler's face faded into worry. But what if I don't have more to say? What if there's a limit to my talent? Who says there's a limit? Sarah challenged gently. Every artist feels that way at some point. It's part of what makes a song real. It comes from your heart, your experiences. And those just keep coming. She glanced up at the sky, stars twinkling like scattered diamonds, each one a story waiting to be told. You really think so? He asked, his face lit with a mix of hope and skepticism. Absolutely, she replied. I've seen you pour your soul into those words and music. There's a universe of stories within you, waiting to be uncovered. As they continued walking, the edges of the town blurred into darkness, but the warmth of their conversation lit the way. Each footfall spoke of dreams, of choices still to be made. Mom, what if I wanted to do this for real? Tyler's words hung in the air, fragile yet brave. Then you have to chase it, Tyler. We can find places where people welcome creativity, where it thrives. There are open mics, recording studios, even festivals waiting for someone like you. She felt the exhilaration of the thought bubble within her, bursting with possibility. But what if I fail? His gaze slipped to the ground, tracing cracks in the pavement, a visual representation of his internal struggle. What if you fly? Sarah countered, a knowing smile on her lips. Imagine if, instead of worrying about failure, you think about what it would feel like to succeed. What doors could open? What songs could you write? Tyler's heart raced at the thought. The shimmering hope of a new beginning hovered just out of reach. So, we really could try? Together? Nothing would make me happier, she replied firmly. Suddenly, a familiar voice called out from the shadows. Hey, you two. It was Ryan, one of Tyler's old friends, leaning against a lamppost with a bemused smile. I never knew you could sing like that, man. Wish you'd told us you were performing. Tyler's cheeks reddened as Ryan stepped closer, full of admiration. You totally crushed it. We should get a jam session going sometime. Tyler's heart lifted, the acceptance from his friend was a surge of encouragement. Yeah, definitely. I'd love that. Count me in, too. Shouted another voice from behind, a girl Tyler recognized from school, offering a bright grin. We should all get together and make some music. Excitement swelled in Tyler's chest. This was the energy he had been searching for. Each face around him became a beacon of possibility, illuminating the path forward. As they talked and laughed together, Sarah stepped back, observing her son's transformation. Each smile, each shared word, tightened the bond of belief growing around them. But deep inside, Tyler felt the urgency to take that leap of faith grow stronger, almost overwhelming. As the three of them stood in the street, the night air filled with laughter and camaraderie, a question gnawed at him: what would it mean to dive fully into his dreams, to immerse himself in this new world? With his heart hammering in his chest, he knew this was just the beginning of a journey that could change everything. But would he be brave enough to step forward? Tyler felt the vibrant energy of his friends wrap around him like a warm embrace. It was a push, a gentle nudge toward something bigger than himself. He could sense the ground shifting beneath him, pulling him closer to a world where music was more than just notes on a page. It was a lifeline, a way to connect, to express everything that stirred within him. Let's do it, he finally said, his voice firm, surprising even himself. Let's set up a jam session for this weekend. I want to try writing something new. Ryan's eyes lit up, and he hooped in excitement, while the girl, Mia, nodded enthusiastically. I can bring my guitar. We can make it fun. I know a couple of riffs that will blow your mind. As they made plans, Tyler felt a tidal wave of emotion. A part of him still feared the unknown. What if he stumbled over the chords? What if the lyrics didn't flow? But the encouraging buzz of his friends shattered that fear for a moment. They were going to craft something together, and that felt exhilarating. As they continued down the street, voices blending into a symphony of ideas, Tyler felt Sarah's gaze upon him. She held pride in her eyes, a balance of trust and adventure that made his heart swell. Mom believed in him, that meant everything. Hey, do you think we should think about a theme for the song? Ryan asked as he casually tossed an arm around Tyler's shoulder. Like a shout-out to summer days or memories? Mia chimed in, or what about our school and the dreams we've had? We've all been through so much together. Tyler's mind began racing, taking in their energy. He thought back to those moments of insecurity but now felt them fade into the background. Yeah. Let us do memories. He exclaimed. We can write about friendship, about growing up together. Those moments are the ones we want to hold on to. Laughter erupted, and ideas flowed like a waterfall, blurring the lines of uncertainty. It was infectious. The night sky surrounded them with a blanket of stars, mirroring the magic unfolding at their feet. Tyler felt as if he were on the edge of something monumental, something that would exude from his heart straight into the music. After exchanging numbers and promising to meet at the local park, they hugged tightly, excitement rippling through each embrace. As they all went their separate ways, Sarah clasped Tyler's hand, guiding him home. See? You took that leap, she said, beaming at him. You're diving in. I didn't think I would, but Tyler stared out into the canvas of the night. What if everyone finds out I'm not really good enough? Then they'll find out what it means to be vulnerable and brave, Sarah answered, her voice steady. You're sharing your heart, Tyler. No one can take that away from you. Silent moments fell between them, filled with the sounds of the quiet streets, but for Tyler, the silence was rich with possibility. As they turned the corner toward home, a familiar ache settled in the pit of his stomach. This was just a step, just a tiny entryway into a larger reality. What if the journey ahead was fraught with doubt and insecurity? But what if it was everything he ever hoped for? What if he discovered his purpose, something that would fill his soul? With every step, the questions danced in his mind like fireflies, lighting up a path he had yet to explore. He felt the pull, the urgency, a whisper reminding him that every adventure starts with a single note. Then, just as they reached the driveway, his phone buzzed aggressively. A message popped up from Ryan. Just thought of something. What if we performed this at the school talent show? Are you in? Tyler's heart raced, caught between elation and fear. What if we fail? Echoed in his mind. But the stronger voice, the one full of hope, asked, what if this is your time to shine? With a determined nod to his mother, he replied, his fingers shaking slightly as he typed back. Count me in. Let us make it happen. He could feel the weight of destiny settling on his shoulders, a thrilling realization rising with the rush of adrenaline. This was his moment, and he just couldn't turn away now. But the question lingered, pulling at his core. Was he truly ready for what lay beyond the light of the stage? As he stepped inside, the warmth of home enveloped him, yet beyond those walls, a storm of excitement and anxiety brewed, ready to launch him into uncharted waters. Would he rise to meet the challenge, or would fear pull him back into the shadows? The week crawled by, each day an anxious tick of the clock leading closer to the weekend jam session. Tyler felt every moment stretch like the strings of a guitar beneath his fingers. He woke up every morning with a swirl of excitement and dread. Each time he thought about performing, a knot formed in the pit of his stomach. That Friday, his bedroom was a mess of crumpled lyrics and scribbled notes. Ideas flitted in and out of his mind, but none of them felt complete. He played softly on his guitar, testing the chords, but the notes didn't seem to come together as easily as they had in his head. Frustration bubbled up inside him. What if he let his friends down? What if Mia's incredible riffs drowned out his hesitant strumming? Later that afternoon, as the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting golden rays across the crumbling pavements of the park where they meet, Tyler's heart raced. He could feel the gravity of the moment pulling at him. The closer he got, the louder his doubts screamed. Sarah's voice echoed in his head, reminding him of bravery and vulnerability, but that didn't ease the tightness in his chest. When he finally arrived, his friends were already there, buzzing with energy. Ryan was tapping the beat on his knees, while Mia adjusted her guitar's strap. Tyler swallowed hard, suppressing the trepidation gnawing at him. "Hey, man. You ready?" Ryan beamed, full of confidence. "Yeah, just Tyler stammered, nervous. Mia stepped closer and smiled reassuringly. We're all here for each other. Let's just have fun with it, no pressure. It's about the music." She picked up her guitar and strummed a few chords, sending vibrations through the air. Tyler closed his eyes, letting the sound wash over him. Maybe she was right. Maybe it was only about sharing moments, about the memories they create tonight, not just the music itself. They started to play together, the notes slowly merging into something beautiful. The fear in Tyler's heart began to dissolve as the rhythm swept him away. Laughter and playful banter filled the gaps between their musical trials, and for the first time, he felt the weight lighten. "What about this as a chorus?" Mia suggested, letting her fingers glide up the neck of the guitar. Tyler listened intently, inspired to weave his own lyrics. As the sun set, the park transformed into a canvas of colors where dusk painted the sky. Tyler took a deep breath, sensing that this was not just practice, this was magic in the making. He shared a line he had been working on, and to his surprise, Ryan instantly merged it with a catchy beat. "Now we're cooking!" Ryan exclaimed, his enthusiasm really sparking something in Tyler's chest. After hours of jamming, they took a break, sprawled out on the grass, the stars emerging like tiny pinpricks in the sky. Tyler looked over at his friends, gratitude flooding him. "I never thought we would make something like this," he admitted, his voice quiet. It was the truth. Mia nudged him playfully. "What if we add a surprise twist for the talent show? Some choreography or a light show? It'll blow everyone away." Tyler sat up straighter, the idea igniting a flicker of excitement in him. He felt his heart thumping faster, not just with anxiety but with anticipation. What if they could elevate their performance to something truly unforgettable? As the laughter mingled with the warm night air, he realized this was a leap into genuine creativity, a bold step into the spotlight not just for himself but for everyone else sharing this journey. They were a team, and they had each other's backs. Still buzzing with ideas, Tyler suggested, "What if we all write a line and weave them together? That'll make it more ours." Ryan and Mia exchanged glances, wide smiles blooming on their faces. "Let's do it," they cheered in unison, and Tyler felt a swell of determination rise within him. As they brainstormed, the flicker of doubt in Tyler's mind was overshadowed by a blazing fire of ambition. But just as the night became enchanted with possibility, Tyler's phone buzzed ominously. It was a message from his buddy Ethan. "Who do you think you are trying to perform? You'll just embarrass yourself." The harsh words crashed down on him. Tyler felt the spark of excitement dim slightly, the doubt creeping back in at the edges of his mind. "Guys," he hesitated, the dread rising again. Would he let that voice change everything? As they continued to work, Tyler knew he was on the brink of a breakthrough, but could he keep hold of that fire blazing inside him against the storm outside? He took a breath, ready to dive into the unknown, but that message loomed large, its taunting echo lingering. Would he rise against fear or let it consume him? The night air felt electric, charged with their music and laughter, but Tyler's phone lay like a lead weight on his lap. Ethan's words replayed in his mind, a relentless echo that twisted his stomach into knots. Each moment of joy slipped away like sand through his fingers, lost to the anxiety gripping him. Could he really do this? "Tyler? You all right?" Ryan's voice pulled him back into the moment. He forced a smile, but it felt like a mask one he wasn't sure he could hold up much longer. "Yeah, just thinking," Tyler replied, his voice trailing off. Mia caught the shadow that passed over his face. "Hey, what's eating you? You don't seem like yourself." It took a moment for Tyler to speak. The anticipation he had felt only moments before now felt like a thin veneer over a deeper worry. "I got a text," he exhaled slowly, the weight of Ethan's words pressing down on him. "It got to me." Mia frowned and moved closer. "Forget that guy. Seriously. What does he know about us? Let's focus on what we're building here. This is our moment, not his." Her conviction lit a flicker of hope in Tyler's heart. "You're right," he said, firming his voice. "This is our thing, and it matters whether we have a light show or not. It's about the music and the energy we create together." "Exactly." Ryan jumped in. "Let's pull it together, guys. I mean, we're already vibing. If Ethan doesn't see what we have, that's on him. It doesn't change our reality." With a newfound determination, they dove back into songwriting. Tyler felt the surge of their collective energy, Mia's spirited riffs, Ryan's rhythmic beats blurring the edges of his insecurities. The lyrics flowed like a river after the rain. They crafted a chorus that felt like a celebration of their friendship, an anthem echoing their shared dreams. "Let's make sure it's something everyone can sing along to," Ryan suggested, his enthusiasm infectious. With each verse, Tyler found himself lost in the creativity, leaving the doubts behind, at least for now. A chorus began to take shape, and the three of them built each line like a puzzle piece, fitting perfectly together, until it felt complete. "Let's perform this for real, the way we feel it," Mia exclaimed. Tyler could see it too, a spark of confidence returning as he and Mia eyed each other, ready to run toward this shared dream. Just when he thought they could put the doubts to rest, Tyler's phone buzzed again. This time, it was a group chat with more friends. Tyler's heart sank as he glanced at the screen. Can you believe Tyler thinks he can do this? LOL. The laughter resonated through the message. Tyler's breath hitched. It was another reminder that some people wouldn't get it, wouldn't understand why he felt this drive to perform. Mia caught the look on Tyler's face. "Ignore them. You have us. You're not in this alone." "I know," he responded, barely above a whisper. The support of his friends meant everything, but the sting of ridicule lingered in his mind like a shadow. Let's not just perform for them. Let's blow everyone's expectations out of the water. Ryan shouted, pumping his fist in the air, stirring up the energy inside Tyler once again. With hearts pounding and laughter bubbling, they wrapped the session, vowing to meet again early the next morning to refine their masterpiece. As Tyler walked home, he felt lighter, a bit of weight lifting as he wrapped himself in the quiet of the night. But the question remained, could he truly step on that stage, raise his voice, and drown out the noise of the naysayers? What if it failed? Tyler shook his head. No more what-ifs. He had a powerful song to share. This was a journey not just for himself, but for the friends that stood beside him. With each step forward, he felt a spark inside him rise again. He would face his fears and rise up to meet them. The night might have held uncertainties, but it also managed to shine with promise. The next chapter awaited what songs would unfold between dawn and dusk, and would Tyler find the courage to shine brighter than any doubts? The sun crested over the horizon, bathing Tyler's neighborhood in a warm glow that mirrored what burned within him. The remnants of his doubts lingered, but they felt smaller, manageable in the light of day. He couldn't shake the chorus of their new song from his mind. It intertwined with the hopeful stirrings in his heart. Determined, he headed to Mia's place, the air thick with excitement and the scent of fresh coffee wafting from her kitchen. Ryan arrived just as Tyler knocked. The energy between them felt different that morning, charged with the promise of what they were building. Tyler could see it on their faces. This was more than a song, it was their way of defying every doubter. Ready to elevate this? Ryan grinned, his enthusiasm catching. Absolutely, Tyler replied, feeling a thrill. He had always admired Ryan's ability to bring levity to any situation. It acted like a magnet, pulling them closer together as a band. Mia opened the door, a bright smile painted across her face. I've made a soundtrack for our morning session. Let's get inspired. As they gathered around her cluttered living room filled with posters, guitars, and a haphazardly placed keyboard, Tyler felt an unshakable sense of belonging. In these four walls, he could shed the weight of the world outside. They dove into the revisions of their new piece. Each chord struck with purpose, each lyric crafted with a shared heartbeat. Tyler felt himself transforming as their creativity flowed. They pushed boundaries, layered harmonies, and built rhythms that syncopated with their excitement. This wasn't just music, it was a heartbeat, their heartbeat. Then, an idea struck Tyler like lightning. What if we incorporated that beat Ryan made last week? The one we all loved? Great idea! Mia exclaimed, her eyes sparkling. As they worked through the details, they laughed, played, and stumbled together. And that's when Tyler realized something pivotal. Each mistake was a stepping stone, a note in their shared melody, but midway through a particularly challenging bridge, Tyler hesitated. He saw their reflections in Mia's window, three distinct voices, battling the tsunami of self-doubt he had initially felt. Do you guys really think we could pull this off? Like actually perform it? Mia set her guitar down, her expression shifting to one of understanding. Tyler, we're stronger together. The crowd won't care about perfection, they feel our connection. Ryan nodded furiously. Exactly. Just picture it, the energy, the crowd singing along, feeling everything we're laying down. This isn't just yours, it's ours. Tyler stared at his friends, a wave of warmth flooding over him. He needed them not only to fuel his dreams but to bring it all to life. He could see them standing on stage under the lights, vibrant and electric, just like the night before. With resolved determination, they finished the song and carried the weight of their laughter into the afternoon. Tyler could almost hear the crowd cheering now, despite the voices of the naysayers echoing faintly in the back of his mind. Let's film a demo tonight, Mia suggested suddenly. Just a simple video to share what we've created. Without hesitation, they all agreed. It was more than just a test of skill, it was a declaration. Tyler's heart raced. This could be their breakthrough. As they packed up, excitement buzzed in the air. But as Tyler stepped outside, he spotted Ethan in the distance, his laughter blending with a group of friends. The sting of past words cut into his heart, but then he felt something new, a surge of defiance and hope. Wanna do this? He asked Mia and Ryan, eyes steady and fierce. Let us show them, Ryan replied, grinning, preparing for what was ahead. Tyler couldn't ignore the doubt but saw it morphing into fuel. He took a deep breath, steeling himself for the challenges that lay ahead. The duality of fear and hope intertwined, drawing him to the next moment of truth. That night, they would share their creation with the world. As he flipped his phone to check the time, Tyler couldn't help but wonder if the response would be different this time. Would they accept him? Would their song resonate in ways he could only dream of? As the sun dipped below the horizon, uncertainty loomed, but so did exhilarating possibility. Would this night change everything? Would Tyler finally embrace the vulnerability of being seen? The evening air buzzed with a contagious energy, the kind that sent a shiver down Tyler's spine. He paced outside Mia's house, rhythmically tapping his fingertips against his thigh, half distracted by the fiery sunset painting the sky a deep orange. Every color bled together, reminding him of the music they had just crafted. It was exhilarating and terrifying all at once. Could their song really break through? Could it shake off the remnants of doubt that had once felt like cement walls around his heart? Inside, Mia and Ryan were busy setting up the camera and adjusting lights, their laughter echoing in the atmosphere. Seeing them so excited fueled turbo joy and anticipation in Tyler's chest. The thought of sharing their creation made his heart race, but so did the nagging worry that this might go wrong. "Tyler, come on." Mia waved him inside, her voice breaking through his moment of hesitation. "We're almost ready." He inhaled slowly, straightening his back. "Yeah, I'm coming." As Tyler stepped into the living room, the sight of his two friends, alive with energy and creative fervor, eased his trepidation. Mia had turned their living room into a makeshift stage, fairy lights lining the walls, making everything feel surreal. "Okay, let's just run through it a couple of times before recording," Ryan suggested, plucking at his guitar. "Right, just so we'll be ready," Tyler chimed in, even though nerves twisted in his stomach. They moved through the song, the sound filling the room as Tyler's voice mingled with Ryan's harmonies and Mia's melodic riffs. Each note seemed to float in the air, wrapping around them like a comforting embrace. Yet, as they moved to the bridge, Tyler felt that familiar twinge of panic surge again. What if they weren't ready? What if the crowd didn't feel what they felt? The weight of uncertainty threatened to crush him. "Mia, can we take a quick break?" he asked, his voice wavering slightly. Mia put her guitar down. She walked over and placed a reassuring hand on his shoulder. "Tyler, take a breath. Look at us. We're doing this together. Remember what you said? It's our song, our story. Let that guide you." Ryan joined them, his eyes steady and filled with belief. "We'll ride this out together, man. Think of it like being on stage for the first time, pouring your heart out. Just let it go." Tyler nodded, a small smile breaking through the clouds in his mind. He could see it, a new version of himself stepping into the light, raw and unfiltered. "Okay," he murmured, feeling the warmth return as he picked up the mic again. "Let us do it. Let us show them what we've got." They ran through the song one last time, and when they reached the final notes, the air was thick with palpable excitement. Tyler felt lighter, as though the song had lifted a weight he hadn't realized he was carrying. "All right, demo time." Mia clapped, bouncing on her heels. They set up the camera, each of them taking turns to check their angles, fixing the lighting just right. When the red recording light blinked on, adrenaline surged through Tyler. He caught Ryan's gaze, both of them nodding as if to say, "This is it." The music started, a few beats, then a riff. And Tyler opened his mouth, letting the lyrics flow like a river. With each note, he felt something transform inside him. No longer was he just the kid worried about others' perceptions, he was part of something bigger now. Something powerful. Just as they hit the climax, a loud crash echoed from the street outside, jolting Tyler from his focus. A flutter of fears bloomed in his chest. What if the universe was signaling him to stop? But he shook it off, fueling his voice with passion, letting it burn brighter. As they wrapped up, cheers erupted in the room, drowning out the doubt. They huddled together, hearts racing, basking in their own creation. "Did you feel that?" Mia exclaimed. We did. That was something different." Ryan added, eyes wide with excitement. Suddenly, the doorbell rang, startling them all. Tyler's heart raced again. Who could that be? He wondered aloud, the thrill shifting to a swirl of concern. Just as Mia walked to the door, Tyler felt that surge of hope once more, but a new thought nagged at him. Was this the moment destiny knocked? "Let us find out," Mia said, swinging the door open. Tyler's breath caught. Would it be who he expected? Would tonight truly be a turning point? The door swung wide, and there stood a figure that made Tyler's heart race even faster. It was Liam, the guy from school known for his charm and infectious smile, but tonight there was something more in his expression, curiosity tinged with excitement. "Hey, I heard music. Mind if I crash your little party?" Liam's grin was disarming, and Tyler couldn't help but feel a wave of both dread and exhilaration wash over him. Mia stepped aside, laughing lightly. "Of course. come on in." She motioned for him to join them, but Tyler stayed rooted where he stood, glancing between Mia's welcoming expression and Ryan's deer-in-headlights look. The room suddenly felt electric, with Liam's presence igniting a mix of emotions surrounding their intimate space. "Nice setup you got here," Liam said, looking around. "I didn't know you guys were working on new stuff." He shot a knowing look Tyler's way, and again, doubt flickered in the back of his mind. A part of him wanted to share everything, to show off their hard work, but another part hesitated. What if they didn't think it was good enough? What if they laughed when they heard it? Ryan, ever the charismatic one, stepped in. "We're just about to record a demo of our new song. You should stay and check it out." The invitation hung in the air, and Tyler felt a knot tighten in his stomach. He wanted to fight through it, wanted to embrace this chance, yet the prospect of sharing their creation with someone who had so much social clout made him feel vulnerable, like leaving a piece of himself exposed. "Yeah, sure, I'd love to," Liam replied casually, as if he were about to join a regular karaoke night rather than something that felt like it might change the course of their lives. This was it. A moment of truth. Tyler forced a smile, steadying himself. He glanced at Mia and could see her excitement bubbling. She was the embodiment of warmth, confidence, and creativity. Ryan set his guitar aside, gesturing to the spot in the living room that had been designated as their stage. "Let's do this," he said, his voice inviting but edged with an urgency that made Tyler's heart race. As they gathered again, this time with Liam in tow, Tyler reminded himself why they were really doing this. The music. The connection. The chance to share something meaningful. The thought made him feel a little stronger. With everyone focused, the recording light flickered back to life. The beat started again, and as the melody wrapped around him, Tyler began to feel the weight of his insecurity lift, replaced by something familiar: hope. As he sang, his voice caught and rose, a mixture of raw emotion spilling over. Through the words, he could feel Mia and Ryan's spirit beside him, bolstering him, creating a shroud of courage even as Liam watched intently. For a moment, Tyler let himself forget about the outside world, letting the sound swell and soar. But just as they reached the crescendo, Tyler caught a glimpse of Liam's expression, his eyes wide and intrigued, but something else too. Eagerness? Did he see potential? The music came to an end, and an overwhelming silence filled the room before the applause erupted from Mia and Ryan. But Liam remained quiet, his gaze intense, as if he were processing something deeper. "That was incredible." Mia beamed, her joy infectious, but Tyler could feel the tension stretch between them and the newcomer. "Yeah, it really was," Ryan added. But the excitement in the air was tempered by the uncertainty looming around Liam. "What did you think?" Mia coaxed, her eyes shining with the thrill of the moment. Liam paused, and Tyler's heart raced. Would he be the critic or the champion? The words hung in the air like a fragile promise. "I mean," Liam began, his voice steady but contemplative, "I think you all have something really special here." Before he could finish, a buzzing vibration interrupted, echoing through the room. They all turned as Tyler's phone buzzed on the table, drawing his attention. "Sorry, I need to check this," he said, his voice cracking slightly as he reached for it. As he glanced down at the screen, his heart sank. It was a notification from social media, a message that could shatter the fragile confidence he was just beginning to build. What would they say? He hesitated, the weight of the moment clashing with the possibilities unfolding around him. Mia looked over, brows furrowing in concern. "Everything okay?" Tyler took a deep breath, facing what could be a pivotal moment. Was he ready for whatever came next? "What is it?" Ryan pressed, leaning into the worry. A mix of fear and determination gripped him. Could this be the moment that defined their journey? Glancing back at Liam, Tyler felt a shift within himself. The unexpected just may lead to something extraordinary. "Let us see," he answered, opening the notification as the air around him thickened with anticipation. The tension in the room held its breath as Tyler opened the notification. It was a message in their group chat, exploding with reactions to the demo they had recorded just hours earlier. His heart pounded in his chest like a drum, every beat echoing with anxiety. Did anyone hear it? It's awesome. Tyler, you're a star. Another message popped up. I knew you had it in you. The messages rolled in, quicker than he could read, and each fueled a blaze of hope through the air. It was as if Tyler had stepped out of a fog into sharp, vibrant colors. He glanced up to find Liam watching him intently. His smile was genuine, his excitement infectious. See? I told you. Mia exclaimed, jumping in on the excitement. You've got something real here, Tyler. People feel it. Another wave of messages sparked a volley of affirmations from friends both old and new. Can't wait to hear you guys perform live. Let us go, Tyler. Liam leaned in closer as the energy shifted. You guys are really onto something. Have you thought about sharing that with a bigger audience? Tyler felt warmth pooling in his chest. For the first time, he was more than just the kid with a guitar, he was part of a movement. We plan to perform at the school talent show, he replied, surprise coloring his voice as he revealed their upcoming event. Count me in for support. Liam cheered, his enthusiasm lighting up the room like the flickering fairy lights surrounding them. Ryan high-fived Tyler, a grin plastered over his face. You see that? You're not just performing for us, you're making waves. With the swell of encouragement, doubt began to evaporate. No longer could it stick around, no longer would it silence his song. We have to make it unforgettable. Tyler declared, the thrill of the challenge electrifying his spirit. He could feel each pulse of possibility vibrating against the walls of their makeshift stage. As they settled back into silences punctuated by laughter and hope, the weight they had all carried together began to lighten. They brainstormed ideas for their performance, layering music with light, incorporating dance moves that could capture the essence of their friendship, a story painted by song, and just like that, a new vision emerged. As twilight crept into the world outside Mia's home, Tyler began to weave their memories and dreams into a tapestry of sounds only they could create. We should bring our friends into this song, incorporate their voices. Mia suggested, her eyes radiant with excitement. The whole idea felt revolutionary. Tyler loved it. Imagine a whole crowd singing along. Ryan added, clapping his hands together. We'll turn the talent show into a festival of its own. Through the evening, they worked tirelessly, melding creativity and daring together. Tyler felt more confident with every strum, his fingers now dancing over the strings as though they were made for this moment, a moment full of laughter, of shared memories and simultaneous dreams. Finally, they paused, the completion hovering like a breath between them. Are you ready? Ryan asked, anticipation flickering in his eyes. With a deep breath, Tyler nodded. They gathered once more, this time as a unit, creating a family bonded by music. The night before the talent show, an exuberant energy enveloped them as they made plans, and as Tyler closed his eyes to rest, he whispered a silent promise to himself, to embrace who he was. At the school the next day, everything felt electric. Vibrant banners waved overhead, a chatter of excitement buzzed through the halls, and Tyler understood today was the day that could change everything. As they stood side by side backstage, Tyler's pulse quickened. He glanced at Mia and Ryan, and they flashed him their radiant smiles, full of trust. Ready? Ryan asked again. Let us give them a show, Tyler replied, lifting his chin in determination. The curtain rose, and he felt the spotlight wash over him. The audience shifted, and his heart raced, pounding a melody of its own. With each chord, their music filled the air, a tapestry of sound woven with the threads of their collective courage. As Tyler sang, the fear faded into the background and pride filled the spaces around him. He told their story, his truth, and the room transformed into a chorus of shared voices, each person vibrant with life and possibility. At the conclusion, applause erupted like a wave crashing over a shore. Tears glimmered in the corners of his eyes, not from doubt, but from the realization that they had shared something magical. As they took their final bow, a wave of warmth swept over him. Each sound clapped against his heart, inviting renewal and promise. The world outside felt new, filled with untold stories waiting to unfold. Later, as they stepped outside into the cool evening breeze, Tyler turned to his friends, their faces lit with excitement. "We did it. You guys, of course we did." Mia beamed, her enthusiasm contagious. Ryan nudged him playfully. "And you killed it. You really found your voice, man." "Yeah," Tyler grinned, feeling the weight of expectations lift. "It feels just the beginning." He glanced up at the stars glimmering against the velvet sky, and as he breathed in the sweet air of possibility, he knew one truth echoed fiercely in his heart: no soul should walk alone together. They had soared beyond doubt. As they walked into the night, laughter mingled with their dreams, a perfect harmony birthed anew. They weren't just friends anymore, they were artisans of their fate, dreamers painting a world filled with lasting color. This was the moment where the best chapters of their lives began. So, if you felt that energy like we did, you need to subscribe now. Don't wait, only true fans understand the importance of joining our journey. Hit that like button now to feed the algorithm, let it know you love these stories. Comment what you felt, that joy, excitement, and inspiration. And share this with 5 friends who need to feel this transformation, who need to hear this story unfold. Don't wait not even one more second, be part of something amazing.